morning, all. One and all. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hello, Crow. Hello, Jesse. It is Monday, the 13th, which, ew. Sorry, got an eyelash somehow. Anyways, it's Monday the 13th, which means today is Morning Medley number 176. I'm going to be starting today's off with Spring Street as per usual, while I wait for some other friends to arrive. Oh, good morning, Lindsay. Ignore that. Good morning, Hysteria. Do I look well today? Good morning, Isidore. This song's called Spring Street. Marks the beginning of the stream. I hope everybody had a good weekend. What's that? Isaria's got a birthday coming soon? Hmm. Did I read that right? I might have to start putting my screen up soon, which is gonna kill me. I hate window screens, but 'tis the season of the bugs. They're getting in. Isidore, thank you for asking. My weekend was okay. It went by really fast. I spent most of it working. On Friday, I had the stream with Mac, and then on Saturday, I had work, and then on Sunday, I also had work. So I actually woke up today thinking it was Sunday. I woke up today kind of going through the motions, and I was like, oh yeah, I have to stream in like an hour. Um, but yeah. Well, welcome to the stream from way over in the UK. How are you doing? Thank you, Lindsay. I'm glad you were able to catch any of it. I think it had been so long since I just played on a real piano. I forgot how different. You know, you always forget a little bit about how different an actual piano is from a keyboard. And boy, do I miss playing on pianos. Thank you, Jordan. I'm glad that you watched it as well. There was one moment I wanted to ask you about. Ask away, Lindsay. Yes, you're right, Lindsay. That did happen. Good morning. Good morning, Leah. Yeah. As soon as she started naming keys, I was like, well, this is about to be a disaster. But the funny thing was, she started playing it in the key that I usually played it anyway. I was, I was like lucky, but I didn't play any chords anyway because I didn't want to like throw her off. Someone says, are you ever going to release a track that is similar to Venomate? Because that is by far my favorite, and I listen to it on repeat most days. That's a hard question to answer. Because I don't know what exactly it is about Venomade that you like. I have a lot of songs, and so when you say like Venomade, that can mean a lot of things. Can you? I don't want to inconvenience you, but if you could you try being more, a little bit more specific about what qualities in Venomade you're talking about? Are you talking about songs that I sing in? Are you talking about songs that have like jazz breakdowns? Are you talking about songs that are like 140 and 4 on the floor? If you can, describe in your words what it is about Venomade that you seem to enjoy so much. synth drop, how catchy it is, how it transitions to a jazz breakdown after my favorite combination. Just my favorite combination in any song. Well, um, I'm glad you like that. Now, well, I'm glad you like that. There are a few things that I can recommend here. I don't know if you've listened to my song "Catching Up," Slav, or if you listen to my song. I would say "Catching Up" is very similar in that it's also upbeat, has a synth drop, has catchy vocals. Um, I don't know that that necessarily transitions to a jazz breakdown, but the thing about that song, I'm calling you Slavinsky just because that's what it. I don't know if that's your name or not, but I'm going to refer to you as that from this point forward, unless you give me a different name to call you. So Slavinsky, the thing is, if I made another song that went from uh, catchy vocals to synth drop into a jazz break, it would be predictable, right? Like I don't want all of my songs to follow the same exact pattern, but a lot of the things that you seem to like about um, Venomade are very present in other works of mine. So if you're looking for synth drop and vocals that are catchy, I would say Catching Up could be fun for you. Maybe Close Down could also be fun. Or my song One Slash Million with Ehi could be fun for you. You might like those. I don't know what you've heard, so I'm just going off of the basis that the only thing you've heard is Venomade. And if you like jazz breaks, I mean, I have an entire EP that's jazz break oriented, which is where, you know, the song that I played in the beginning of the stream, Spring Street, that's where that song comes from. Yeah, I'd say steer around those, I suppose. It's weird. Catching Up and Venomade are, to be fair though, they do kind of exist in a weird space. Meaning, they're extremely pop oriented. Especially Catching Up. Catching Up doesn't have like a not pop part. Like the ending, I guess the outro gets a little weird as far as pop goes, but same thing with Venomade. But both of those songs are, for the first half, like extremely formulaic and pop centric, which isn't necessarily where I started in my music journey. So there isn't a lot of stuff that approaches that pop centric pocket. I kind of returned to it a little bit, Slavinsky, on Quick Breath. Quick Breath has some pop, I'll say pop conscious arrangements, but you know, all in all, it's still bits and pieces. You know, bits and pieces. But melody and Catching Up is so good. You know, I was writing something, Lindsay. I was writing something yesterday for a commission. And I sent it to my friend. I was like, does this sound familiar to you? And she was like, yeah, that's Closed Down. And I was, for a brief period of time, or for a moment, I was like actually really glad that one, I had a friend that I could ask that, and two, that one of my friends actually listens to my music. Because I think I do that pretty often. I make so many songs that I'll forget that I'm like plagiarizing myself at times. And it had like the chord progression was like, hold on, where's the guitar sound in here? The chord progression was like, wait, what was it? There it is. And then I had it going like, and it just loops like that. And I can't play the melody. I can't play the melody, so I'm gonna sing it or like hum it because I only have two hands. made that tune, I was like, crap, that sounds like so familiar. And then yeah, she was like, yeah, that's closed down, which is um, which is the same. Well, it's not the same, but it's very very similar. Yeah. Ooh, not that chord. Whoa, what the heck? Where are we going? Where are we going? Versus. Stupid. Anyways, let me catch up. So basically says, I've listened to all the albums and a few of the EPs, but I don't think of the EPs. I don't think the EPs are on Deezer, which is probably why I missed catching up. Just looked on Spotify. Word up, Slavinsky. It's really hard, as you can imagine, for me to keep track of like my releases and which platforms they are on and are not on. So there have been a few that unfortunately I have prioritized. Like Apple Music, Tidal, and Spotify definitely have everything, but there are some of the others like Amazon, MP3, and Deezer or Pandora that don't have everything. Okay. I'm glad you like those chords though, Slav. I was um I was tasked or commissioned to write. Oh, I think I'm gonna go over those Friday. I was tasked or commissioned to write some like lo-fi music for somebody else. Some lo-fi music, and since that was a topic of conversation in a previous stream, I'm probably gonna just break down how I made those because I did make them very very quickly. And then break down how I made them, and there's like for like a low. I don't want to call them low effort lo-fi, but it's not low effort lo-fi. It's just, let's say, the lowest fidelity, low bar fidelity, like the just like jazz guitar, like. And I'm playing it like wonky, and I'm putting like some like. And I feel like since it's mostly jazz backing, I'll use that like boom, 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 the like bossa nova picking style. Huh. Oh, that's easy go. Good morning, Peace Bane. Yeah, it doesn't get old to me either, Lindsay. But if I was doing that like lo-fi one, it would be more like. salsa rhythms on me. I did one time actually. It was on a collaboration with Inverness. Um, Back when I used to talk to him. I hope he's okay wherever you are, Inverness. Love you, buddy. But yes, and part of that was because I went salsa dancing a lot, and so salsa rhythms were something that made sense to me, or it was just something that I heard a lot. You know the like okay, so we all know the bossa nova like picking rhythm because we just heard me do it, but welcome Enigma. But there's the drums, you know, the like boom, 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 I can't do it with my mouth, but it's like there's like a side stick that's doing like that weird syncopated thing of the like. Oh, it makes no sense the way I'm trying to explain it. But basically, for the bossa nova drum pattern, there is like the basic rhythm. There's hi hat, there's side stick, there's like kind of like a rim shot, and there's a kick, and they're all doing this really weird like cool syncopated thing together where they're like overlapping, and it's like the basis of a lot of bossa nova music. And since I personally am not a drummer and don't own a drum set, learning that took a lot of time for me, or I guess just more time than I wish it had. It took me. I'm still kind of learning it. An interesting thing for me as a producer who programs drums a lot, the word program is very important here. For me as a producer who programs drums a lot, I think of drums as modules that can be kind of like moved and arranged. I very, very rarely think of them in tandem to each other. If you're somebody who's playing a drum set, you have to think of the drums in tandem to each other because there's a physical space here. You only have, three limbs, kind of. You've got like one, I mean, no, I'll say four because you can use your other foot on like a hi-hat or something like that. So you got like four limbs, and you can only do so much of those four limbs, and things kind of have to play and work off each other. And drum programming, you could just program anything willy-nilly and it'll play because it's a computer, it's a robot. And so a lot of times when I'm programming drums, I'll think, okay, here's the kick line, here's what the snare's going to do, here's what the hi-hats are going to do, here's what this is going to do, here's what this is going to do. But when you actually have to play the set, like if you mapped them all out to a drum machine and started like performing them, hello Thadley, I think it changes things. It changes like the performance, and it changes how you're going to be arranging your drums. Something kind of important to me lately. Hold on, sorry. Okay, all right. So, bossa nova rhythm, bossa nova strumming pattern. When we think about taking into account lo-fi, when I think about taking into account lo-fi stuff, yes, well, it's actually not line, it's Discord. It's literally about the commissions that I was doing last night, which is a nightmare. No, it's not a nightmare, it's good. Anyways, Leanna says, I think since I became friends with a drummer who plays live drum and bass, I became more cognizant of what a natural drum sound like versus programmed. Oh, a nice little peek behind the veil. Yeah, that's pretty fortunate for you, Leanna. I think playing in bands kind of did that to me, but it's like it's a little different. It's a little different because the bands that I was playing in like, oh no, it is the same, Lindsay. You're absolutely right because I played in different genres, different bands. There was like drum and bass. Sorry, not drum and bass. You just said that, and I'm now repeating you. There was like pop punk and played in an actual punk band, and then played in a reggae band for a little while, and then a funk band, and all those different bands. The drumming is like very, very different. Something I did as a bass player. Something I did a lot as a bass player actually, just because I was new and I was still learning. I was still learning things. I used to listen to the drummer, and I would find where his kicks were. I'm hitting my sustain pedal as if it's a kick pedal. but I would find where his kicks were, how they were hitting, and then I would just try to accent his kicks with the bass because I love the way a kick and a bass note sounds together because they're both so low in the frequency range that they empower each other. Same thing in production, if you're going to be backing up like a kick with some type of sub frequencies, it can help. Um, yes. Thadley says, sorry if this is personal, but are you not in Tito Disco anymore? No, I am not. I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen you work on that stuff. Just thought I'd ask. I haven't caught up well. Oh, that's okay. You've been away for a while, Thadley. No, I'm not in it anymore. I left it over a year ago. Holy crap! Yeah, I've been. Wait, whoa, was that over a year ago? No, it was. Yeah, I left that over a year ago. I've been out of Two Tone Disco for about a year and a half, Thadley. So yeah, you have been gone for some time, but no worries. It's okay. We all have busy lives. Dude, long time no see. Hope you're doing good. First time I'm awake this early. Well, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're able to wake up a little earlier for this one. I appreciate you, and thank you for coming back. I did grade 1 drum, says Slavinsky. It definitely helps programming more natural drum patterns. Yeah. I don't have that. I have that with some other instruments. I've spent some time learning certain instruments, but specific ones. But always room to learn more. All I've really played so far in this stream is doublets and Spring Street. So here's a Rhodes piano rendition of Winter Heart. Friday's stream? Crow, were you in Friday's stream? The production stream? You have to come into the production stream for that. Because I can pull it up there and I can play it for you. I don't know if you were able to catch that one though. Every Friday I do a production stream now. I gave up on drums though, says Slavinsky. I had a pretty useless teacher, but I'm pursuing piano. Word up. Soldier salsa piano sample played over and over again. Of course I remember that. Yeah. Something really interesting about Jet Set Radio, in particular, I'll say it and I'll move on. Jet Set Radio doesn't particularly have one genre of music in it. If we're actually going to break down the... Sorry, there's somebody that moved in my neighborhood recently, and I don't think people are getting along with it very well. Anyways, okay, so Jet Set Radio. All the music in Jet Set Radio is not the same. For those people that haven't played Jet Set Radio, really, really quick background. It's like a Japanese game about fictional Japanese street gangs that all rollerblade and tag up the city, like spray graffiti. That's how they like claim areas. And so it's like this really cool. I don't know what you call that game. Like if I had to put a genre on it, I have no idea. I went in blind. I saw a trailer for it and I thought it was a dancing game. I thought it was a rhythm game, but it's really like a time attack game kind of where you like just skate around. You have to like tag up so much of the city in a certain amount of time. It actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, has weird similarities to Katamari, but I can't do that right now. I can't go down that road right now. So I'm just gonna say, Jet Set Radio has a lot of different music in it, and after playing that game and being very like touched and inspired by the music in that game, I would hear music in other places of the world. Like I'd hear like 90s house and think, whoa, this sounds like Jet Set Radio. This is like Jet Set Radio type music. Or I'd hear like some synth pop. Sorry, not synth pop, synthwave, and I'd be like, oh, this sounds like Jet Set Radio music. Or I'd hear like, I don't know, a lot of scratching, like old, like almost like DJ battle era scratching, and I'm like, this reminds me of Jet Set, and it's just interesting that that game left that much of an imprint on me that it ended up kind of overtaking some other well-established, genres. But yeah, I do like that song. And all of the weird vocal things they would put over the songs. This mosquito. There is one mosquito in my room, and he has just been making a smorgasbord out of me. Word up, yeah, Hideki's great. Hideki's so weird on Twitter. I mean, that's I'm not gonna get into it, but he has a really weird Twitter account. Usari says Headset Radio, which was a song that I made for Two-Tone Disco, which was a Jet Set Radio reference. Yeah. Headset Radio. Wow. I don't even remember making that song. Wendy says, I've only played once at a friend's house, but after that I wished I had it in my childhood. Yeah, it was a great one. The music is obviously great, but I also love the art style. The art style is great. Lots of really good graffiti art in it too, which at the time I was really into, so that was pretty cool. Hey Omnia, what time did you end up turning off the Friday stream? I saw it was running for a long while. I don't know what time of day it was, but it was, several hours long. It was like 4 hours or something like that. Crow says, I hate synth pop. Poppy, just Poppy and Sophie. I don't understand what you're saying. Are you saying you hate synth pop, especially Poppy and Sophie? Or are you saying you hate synth pop except for Poppy and Sophie? Or are you saying you hate all synth pop, but you'll listen to Poppy and you'll listen to Sophie? What are you saying, Crow? Don't know whether this is relevant, but piano tiles should add a jazz genre. Titles should add a jazz genre that would be really interesting yet hard to play, huh? To bring up the classical and pop genre. Oh, maybe. That could be cool. Yeah, Lindsay, I'm also confused. There was a small windows where the series almost got another game, but Sega wasn't interested. Word, yeah, I remember this. I got my hopes up every time. I never played Jet Set Radio, says Leanna, but it sounds like I like it. It's so good. Leanna, it's so good. Ugh. That game would never exist on the shelf today. That game would be like in the PlayStation store or something, it would be an indie game. There's a lot of games that used to exist, particularly by Sega, that now can only exist in like indie form, I don't know how he's getting me, guys. I don't know how he's getting me. He bites my legs while I play. I'm gonna kill him. It's gonna be the most satisfying kill. Anyways, I hate it because of them. Okay. Crow, Poppy and Sophie are not synth pop. I just want to throw that out there. Crow, if you do not like Poppy and you do not like Sophie, that's fine. But I just want to tell you that does not mean you don't like synth pop. Those two artists do not make synth pop. So, um, just want to say that. Just want to clarify. Just popping in to say love your music and it helps me get through the day. That's a really sweet thing to say, and thank you for coming all the way over here to YouTube to say it. I'm gonna play something. I'm gonna play something for you in just a second. I have to get to the bottom of the chat, or else I'll lose these comments forever. Okay. I've never listened to either because Poppy seems cursed. Yeah, they're not. They're not. They're not synth pop. A very very good example of a synth pop band would be Freeze Pop. Another good example of like maybe if you're going like old synth pop, right? You could listen to like Character or Depeche Mode. Like technically those are synth pop groups. Whether you guys know about them or not. But Sophie is not even kind of synth pop. Sophie is very very far from synth pop. I don't know why you're calling them that or where you read that, but yeah, those two artists do not make synth pop. Please, let it be known. That's not what they make. I entirely forgot about Freeze Pop, says Jesse. Gonna have to cue that up after the stream. Jesse, the only reason I know about Freeze Pop is because of a rhythm game, so how poetic is that? Word up, Lindsay. I get that. I can agree with those sentiments. Word up, Jordan. You gotta mention Depeche Mode. Depeche Mode. Reach out and touch faith. Remember that one? Remember before Marilyn Manson covered that? Ali says Sophie has one of the coolest albums I've ever heard. Word up. Word up. I assume synth pop is not what I think it sound like since you mentioned Depeche Mode. Then again, I only hear. Do you want Depeche Mode song? Okay, listen. Let me do it. Give me a second to do it. Synth pop. First, let's talk about pop for 1 second. Umbe and friends. Pop is a moving goalpost, right? It changes every now and then. 1 year, pop sounds like this. One year pop sounds like this, next year pop sounds like that, whatever. The reason synth pop is very specific and gets its own genre, right, is because synthesizers were not necessarily a music advancement. They were, but at the time, they weren't so much a music advancement as they were a technological advancement. Synthesizers allowed people to do things with music that both substituted and both improved greatly on existing instruments. Think about a guitar versus an electric guitar. They're both guitars. So it's not really like you invented a new instrument, but you've invented new technology for existing things. Now the interesting thing about a synthesizer was it was technology. Now you could hook up that synthesizer to a keyboard, which seems to be the most popular way to do it, which is why a lot of people, when they think of synthesizer, they immediately think of a keyboard. When those two things aren't actually the same thing. The synthesizer is just the top part of the keyboard with all the knobs and faders. The bottom part with the actual keys on it, that is not a synthesizer. That's actually not part of it. It's only attached for convenience. So, synth pop was a new genre because people, i.e. Character, i.e. Depeche Mode, were like, we're going to make an entire song out of with synthesizers. We're going to make the bass line synthesizers, we're going to make the drums with synthesizers, we're going to make the guitars with synthesizers, we're going to put synthesizer effects on our vocals. They were making whole songs, and somebody would come up to them and say, what made this song? This sounds amazing. And they would point to this giant fridge-like structure with a bunch of knobs and wires hanging out of it and say, this is what we used to make this song. And at the time, that was so mind-boggling to people because they were like, you need strings or drums or woodwinds or horns, something. You can't just make a song with this computer. And so that is where the term synth pop came from, because it was popular music that was made entirely with synths. It was a new form of pop music. Now when you get into like the later 80s, pretty much most, if not all, pop music was using synthesizers to some degree, like Michael Jackson, you know, and every Blondie and stuff like that. But these were songs that were made entirely with synthesizers, you know. Please look up Character if you haven't seen Character. They've done a lot of good for us music people. So, that being said, nowadays in 2020, I mean, Bon Bon was all made with synthesizers, right? Like, chiptune is made with synthesizers. We have so many genres now that are made entirely with synthesizers that we can't call them all synth pop. So synth pop kind of belongs to that more retro sound, like freeze pop. Freeze pop makes what Depeche Mode and Character and all them were making. So you can still call them synth pop. There's a group called Assemblage 34, I think, or Assemblage 24, Assemblage 42. It's Assemblage and then two numbers. That's also synth. That's also synth pop. But anyhow, moving on. Crow says synth pop or synth pop, bringing up the synth term again. But yeah, I hope I explained that well, Crow. Those two artists aren't synth pop, so you might actually like synth pop. I don't know. Maybe you still do hate it. I'm just saying, you saying that you don't like synth pop because you don't like Poppy and Sophie is like me saying I don't like rap music because I don't like Miley Cyrus and I don't know, System of a Down. Okay. Oh, Sarah's actually gonna check it out. It's 23. Jesse, do you know them? Jesse, do you know the band I'm talking about? Sorry, I have the hiccups. For some reason, those were the first two random artists that came to my head, Lizzie. What is a System of a Down? I never questioned exactly what that means. I liken it to Rage Against the Machine, Cyber, and that it doesn't mean the same thing. But I feel like System of a Down is, oh no, either a system that is, it's designed to its own demise, like it's designed to fail, or it's a system that springs from failure, which essentially are two very different things, but that's how I always thought of the name System of a Down. Cyber. Good old liminality, right? Facial hair is growing back in. It's got me all itchy. I feel like bugs are crawling all over me. I'm gonna start that one over though. Sorry guys. With piano sound this time. Piano. That sounds like my life, Cyber. Why are you so tired? Umbe? Is everything okay? Yeah, that's way better. Yeah, I like that one better. Okay, alright. I like the ending. I think I'm leaning more towards that ending. I like the, because this, which was an accident chord, that was an accident, but I like that leading into the final line. Maybe. Oh, thanks, you, Saria. I work at weird hours and have trouble sleeping. Music brain doesn't help either. I'm a sleepy boy. I'm sorry, Mbe. I hope you get the rest you need and deserve. We doing keyboard sounds 175, 176. Yes, Cyber, thank you for reminding me. 175, guys. It's a harpsichord again. And then 176 is watch another harpsichord. It's another harpsichord, baby. So let's run through all the harpsichords. Oh my god, there's so many. Okay, 173, 174, 175. Sounds just like 174. 176. Yeah. Sound the same. Okay, thank you, Alpha. I appreciate the hearts. But before the completed hearts, Alpha says, I found it in my cabinet and had to spray it with hygiene products. They're talking about a roach or something. You know what's interesting? I had a... Can I use the word paramour? That sounds fun. Anyways, I had a significant other who was like paralyzed at the sight of roaches. If you said there's a roach in the bathroom, she wouldn't be able to go in. Like, she would kind of hover around the threshold, like peeking in. She's like, just kill it, throw it away. I don't want to see it. I don't want to deal with it. Please, like, I have to pee. Can you just go in there and get rid of the roach? And, you know, as somebody who grew up with roaches and didn't even see them necessarily as bugs, if somebody was like, oh, we have a bug infestation, I'd be like, oh my god, what is it? They're like, oh, we have roaches. And I'm like, oh, roaches? Every house has roaches. That doesn't count. That's not like pests. That's not, you can't call the exterminator for roaches. I thought you had to have like rats or something, or scorpions. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I would see roaches all the time. And so, even now, when there's roaches, because it's like, you know, you live in an old apartment in LA, you're going to see roaches. I'm not saying they're going to be crawling all over your face in your sleep, but you know, you're going to like move the fridge or something like that, or like scoot the stove out so you can sweep behind it, and there's going to be like a buddy down there like, yo, oh, are we cleaning today? Is today Tuesday? There's going to be roaches. And so, roaches don't bother me. When they're big, and big being, you know, they don't have to be that big. What's a good measurement? If they're as big as a paperclip, I have to kill it. I have to kill it now. If it's the size of a Tic Tac. I don't like it, and I'm gonna try to kill it, but not as like vigilantly. I'll be like, yo, I may try to like stomp it or something like that. Yeah, so I'm not afraid of roaches, and the people that are really afraid of roaches, I'm like, dang, that's unfortunate. Because if I was afraid of roaches, my childhood would have been, I mean, more traumatic than it was. Spiders scare me more, says Euceria. I'm cool with spiders. I actually like spiders. Roaches I don't like, but I live with them. Spiders, like, I'll see a spider and I'll be like, yeah, that's what's up, boy. But there's not a single place I've lived that hasn't had roaches. That's good. That's good. Same. I've never lived in a place that didn't have roach. I was pretty much the designated roach killer in my house, and I'm the youngest. I believe this, Lindsay. I believe this. The owners of where I live won't take me seriously. Hey, talk about it. Talk about it. Landlords don't care about roaches. Okay, Lindsay. It also depends on where in the country you are. They're everywhere here. This is far from urban. This is true. This is true. I just think of them as everywhere. I can't think of a place that doesn't have roaches. Granted, there's different types of roaches, you know. The common term in my neighborhood and family was sewer roaches. I don't know if that's the actual technical term, but like the ones that are big, the ones that like you see when you're walking in downtown LA, like that's the difference. That's the difference. You can be walking around at night in downtown LA, you know, you leave Dunkin' Donuts, and you'll like sometimes even have to like do that. You'll have to like start walking like that to keep from stepping on like a big one. Like I mean a huge boy. Like there's the big ones that like they're so big that they almost look like they're hovering over the ground. That's how like big their like long their legs are. That's different. If I had those in my house, now I have a problem. But the little guys, I don't care. The big sewer roaches that are like huge and like have wings can fly. I don't mess with those. The winged, the sky roaches, not a fan. But any other roaches, they're cool. It's possible to have a roach infestation for sure. Let's not mince words, but a roach now and then, it happens. Exactly, for sure. For sure. We've seen hoarders. We know what it looks like when you have an actual infestation. Word. Well, we're sure they definitely exist elsewhere. Not the size of a flip-flop. The size of a flip-flop. The size of a flip-flop is wild. Yeah, but I've definitely, you know, I live with them. They were here before me. The roaches predate me, so I gotta just, I gotta respect it. Okay, this song, Jesus Christ, we really haven't gotten through much, huh? Flies are just annoying. Word up. I went to Home Depot and bought one of those, you know, the electric fly swatters that like shock them, and I like nicknamed it Mjolnir. And so I actually like enjoy flies now because it gives me like, I get to like pretend I'm a Jedi for 2 seconds. Mosquitoes, not so much. Not a fan of mosquitoes. Flies don't like, you know, really mess with me. All they do is annoy me. and that my apartment is pest free, says Ava. Wow. What a world. Yeah, they're not very expensive, Lindsay, and they're fun. Okay. That song is called Close Down. It's off of Quick Breath. For those of you that listen to Quick Breath, thank you. For those of you that haven't, maybe consider doing it. I worked really hard on it. And I just got a message confirming that I did a good job. That I did oh wow. Guys, can I ask you guys a personal question? Um, where in your world, um, where in your world does praise lie? And I'll elaborate a little bit because that on its own maybe doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, for me as an artist, for me as a musician, for somebody that does do a lot of work for other people, right? Um, Praise is pretty high. Do I need it? No. Do I ever ask for it? No, 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 no. But 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 every now and then, I'll like be doing something for somebody, right? It's a business transaction. It's a business transaction. They're like, it's a business transaction. They're like, hey, here's some monies. Can you like make me the thing? And I'm like, yeah. Here's the thing. And I'm like a workaholic, so I can do it usually in a quick turnaround. You know, like they like commission me. They're like, hey, can I get a song that sounds like a freaking rhinoceros like climbing a mountain? And then he gets like a thunder sword, and he uses that thunder sword to kill his like stepdad. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can make a song that sounds like that. And then I make a song that sounds like that in like 4 days, and I give it back to them. And they're like, wow, quick turnaround. Oh man, my mind blown. It sounds just like the rhino that killed his stepdad. And then they take it, and I've been paid, but somehow the praise still matters. It's almost like a tip. I think that there's been a lot of time. I don't think I know. There's been a lot of times where I've been commissioned to do something, and I've done the thing, and the person was like, "Word up," and then like gave me the money, and then dipped, and I was like, "But was it good? Did you like it?" And it's like completely beside the point. I got my money. They got their product. But sometimes I just like to know, like, yeah, the praise is important. It's really stupid and kind of immature, but kind of matters to me. Maybe I'll evolve or mature past that at some point, but not today. And so I just got some praise on the thing that I was up very late last night working on. So I guess sleep deprivation is worth it sometimes. Umbe says half of my work as a musician is praise. The other half is personal. If I never receive any feedback on my works, I'd have stopped long ago. What a very, very poignant and transparent thing to say, Umbe. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. I feel very close to you in that. I'm no longer quite there, but definitely like in the early days of me putting out music, if there was not any feedback whatsoever, I don't know that I would have stuck with it. And I love music, so that's saying a lot. Oh goodness. For me, it felt, for me, says Eusaria, it depends on if I felt I really did a good enough job deserving of said praise. Well, that's the thing, Eusaria. I never feel like I deserve the praise. I've never felt like the thing I did was good enough for the praise that I received. I just want it. Okay, word Spanky made that Rhino track. Oh yes, Spanky. Spanky, the return of the ghost producer. Ooh, that's a callback. I like that. When I was a consultant, happy clients meant everything, says Jesse. I really had to pull out all the stops to do all the work. Word up. I relate to this. There's definitely a psychological reason why I can point to, but I pretty much have the same experience with praise. Word. As an architect, it's rare that clients put our company name on renders of the buildings we designed for them. Would be nice to get that at a minimum. Dang. Never thought about that, actually. Cyber, that was a thing that I didn't know happened at all. Why is that? That seems wrong. Hmm. Being in this kind of weird corporate place as Jesse, it doesn't really hit the same way. Maybe it hit harder because clients had to take a chance on me. I think that you're absolutely correct. Something about somebody approaching me as a person, Jesse, for my work versus them approaching a thing I work for, it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't hit the same. You're absolutely right. And I feel less, what's the word? Invested. I feel less invested in the person and the work, to be honest. Um, I'm not a people pleaser and I just do anything to please someone, but if I put genuine effort into something, validation means so much, says Lindsay. Aw. The reason I'm making that sound is because I remember Lindsay did a really cool thing for me on my birthday. And I was very thankful for that, Lindsay. Jaime says, the only praise I need is when I shout into the void and someone in the void shouts back, so I know someone is there. If the void is the bathroom, I totally get that. I get that. When you're not sure if there is someone in there, I always leave the bathroom door open, Jaime. And in 2016, sorry, 17, sorry, 16, sorry, 16, I briefly lived with a producer by the name of Ethan. At the time, they were going by Celadon City. Now they go by Academy Garden. They lived with me for a while, and while things were great, they did two things that just made me crazy. Thing number one was leaving lights on. Lights on all the time. Lights on all the time. Always lights on. I'd get home and I'd think, oh, Ethan's home because the lights were on. I'd open the door. No, Ethan, just lights. Lights everywhere. Bathroom light, bedroom light, living room light, kitchen light, lights on. And the other thing was they would close the bathroom door when they were done using the bathroom. They would get out of the shower, close the bathroom door behind them and leave, which is less egregious. But to me, seeing a closed bathroom door is like signaling that there's someone in there. It's like occupied. And so there were a lot of times where I would see the bathroom door closed and I'd have to pee and I would just go, oh, okay, I'm gonna go back in my room and work on more music. Then I would peek out, still closed, and I would hold pee in for 2-3 hours thinking there was someone in there and not wanting to be rude. Because I also feel like knocking on the bathroom door when someone is clearly signal to me that it's occupied. If the bathroom door is closed and I see a light on underneath the door, which again, they left lights on all the time. So the bathroom door is closed, the light's on. I'm like, oh, someone's in there. I don't need to bang on the door. They know what it is. Anyways. I feel like a lot of developers want people to think they have the saw cyber, which is why they're taking names off of stuff. That's whack. Wackadoodle-doo. I also think there's this weird thing that I deal with because I don't share art as much as I want to. So when I do share, the praise feels like some shocking thing, and I'm glad you appreciated that. Yeah, I mean, I share art a lot. The validation, no, validation's so important. I don't know where I was going with that. Okay. I haven't really done the medley, guys, and we're already an hour 15 in. So, I'm gonna start going through a few tracks. I'm still here. I haven't gone. Ooh, what was that? Oh, I can't do that. The song is already established. Oh, I want to add that though. I'm just probably gonna forget it by tomorrow. Yeah, maybe I'll do it the second run through Cypher, but not the first run through. Yeah, but that song. Why isn't Over and Under on any of your media streaming services, says Crow. It's like only some songs are exclusive to the stream. You're right, Crow. It is like only some songs are exclusive to the stream. Some songs are exclusive to the stream. Now, does that exclusivity last forever? Not all the time. Not always. There are some songs that I have no intention of ever releasing. For example, this guy. I don't really think I ever want to release that. Or this one, which technically is in Old Enough. Or this song, Clover Salad. There are some songs that are exclusive to the stream, Crow, at least for an extended period of time, and the reason for this is, Crow. Wait, first, Crow, do you work on music? Do you release music? What I'm about to say could be actually really cool if you do, but if not, it's fine. I forgot that I cut my screen off. YouTube eats on out of here. Sorry about that, Eusaria. Didn't mean to eat on out of here. I forget that sometimes too, though, honestly. Yes and no, says Crow. The perfect answer to every question. I love it when people say yes and no. It gives me a lot of wiggle room, a lot of gray area to dance in. So, Crow, you kind of do make music and kind of don't make music. At least releasing music. So, this thing that a lot of people don't understand, myself included, is releasing music. How does it work? Well, ideally, it's a very smooth process. Realistically, it almost never is. All of my releases, and I do mean all, every single one of my releases has been plagued with errors, redistribution, poor mastering, poor releasing, delayed, suddenly disappearing from platforms without my knowledge or consent, being stolen. Lots of stuff like this has kind of happened to me. But the thing that I'm going to be focusing on right now is the release, the day of the release. So let's say I make a song called Bebop a Doo Doo Bop. This one? Towards the second half. But let's say I made that song and I played that song on the stream, and somebody in the stream, let's say Diddy Shorts. Diddy Shorts is like, oh, I love it. I love it. And I'm like, oh, Diddy Shorts, I'm glad you like it. I would like to release this song. Now, this song exists in the stream and in my brain. In order to turn that into a song, you do kind of make music, Crow, so you know what it takes. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes several takes. It takes a lot of mixing and mastering magic that doesn't exactly, what's the word I want to use? Doesn't always work out too well. It takes a lot to make a song. And then you finally did it. You've made your song. And you go, magic. I am Magic Man. I'm not a magic man. I'm a magic man. Okay, and so you have your song now. And you go, I want to take this to the streets. I want I gotta take this bop to the streets. I gotta hear how the people feel about it. And then you approach a distributor and you say, Mr. Distributor, I would like to release my song. And the distributor says, yes, okay, where would you like to release it? Where do you want this song to be? And I say, I'd like my song to be in Best Buy. And then the distributor says, that's for labels only, kid. Are you signed to a label? And I say, no, sir, Mr. Distributor. And he says, well, it's tough nuts for you. You're going to have to release on a thing we call Amazon MP3. And so you release a song on Amazon MP3, but then somebody says, Omni, how come it's not on Google Play? I listen to all my music on Google Play. And you're like, well, hold on, Diddy Shorts won it. And Diddy Short says, yeah, I don't really mess with Amazon MP3. It's a Spotify or nothing, baby. And you gotta go, oh my goodness. Okay, Mr. Distributor, can I get it on Apple Music and iTunes and Google Play and what's that? Oh, they want it on Pandora too. And then you get it on all these platforms, right? And then somebody says, there's no art to this song. And I'm like, the song is art. And they're like, no, album, are you idiot? There's no image. What are you gonna upload for the JPEG? And I'm like, oh, that's right. Theming and promotion matters. So then I have to go think about concept, what the art could be. And then I commission an artist to do the art, or I make the art myself, and then slap that on it, and I'm like, okay, here we go. And then there's these codes, right? There's these codes that you have to put on the songs for when it gets... There's these codes that go on the song. Normally these codes will be stored in a barcode, like if it was sold in Best Buy, but my music isn't in Best Buy, so instead that code is like just a series of numbers and letters that exist on the internet and on the computer. So that I get that, and I'm submitting all of that stuff. And then I have to go to ASCAP, and I go, ASCAP, I would like one copyright, please, for this song, so that if somebody steals it in the next 6 to, 20 years, I'll be owed some money, please. And then ASCAP says, okay, that should take 30 to 50 business years to complete. And I go, oh, thank you. Yes, Jesse, yes, the ISRC codes. And then I get all of that done and finished. And then I set a release date, because you can't just upload something and then have it go up immediately. Like if I tell the distributor as soon as possible, and then the distributor sent it to everybody, it might go up on Apple Music today, and then Spotify in 3 days, and then iTunes in 5 weeks, and then Tidal, I don't know, somehow before I submitted it, like 5 days ago. So you set a release date. Everything is in order. Everything is in order. Everything. And then the song comes out, and then Diddy Shorts says, hey man, when are you gonna release that song? And I said, oh, I did release it like 8 months ago. And he goes, what? And I'm like, yeah, I released that song 8 months ago, bro. And he's like, oh crap, let me go listen to it. And then he goes listens to it, and I guess goal accomplished. And now that is one song, Crow. That is one song. And now somehow I have to figure out a way to do that 40 times. So the way that a lot of people do that is they're like, hey, instead of releasing 40 songs, maybe I should collect a lot of those works and put them on, I don't know, an album or something like that. An album is infinitely more hard to produce, promote, mix, master, package, distribute, sell, and make, because one, there's a lot more songs. Two, theming matters, right? You can't just throw a bunch of random songs together and call it an album. Although quite a few people do now. Basically, Crow, what I'm saying is the reason that there are stream exclusives is because, think of it like a pantry. Erase everything I just said about the music industry. The music industry is really great and it's very easy, and making music and releasing it's very easy. For right now, let's just say there's a pantry analogy. In my pantry right now, Crow, this is not a joke, I have this little jar of something called Cajun. I assume it's seasoning. I used it yesterday on chicken that I was making. But that seasoning has been in that cabinet for years. I didn't purchase this. A roommate 3 roommates ago purchased that Cajun seasoning. It's still not expired, so it should be fine. I mean, it's like most things, like salt or whatever, just kind of lasts for ever, assumedly. But anywho, I use that seasoning. When am I gonna run out of that seasoning? I don't know. I don't know. I have thyme also in my cabinet, also extremely old. I don't know when I'm gonna run out of time. Time. Maybe I shouldn't have used that. I don't like homonyms. Let's say paprika. It's like, I don't know when I'm gonna run out of this stuff, Crow. But they're there. And it's like, I need the right recipe for them, Crow. I need the right recipe for thyme. I need the right recipe for paprika. I can't just throw that stuff in waffles. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. I can't just throw it in anything, so it's like I have to like save and wait for the right recipe to come out. And unfortunately, Crow, things like they don't have a home right now. Over and Under doesn't have a home. If you listen to like Ego Breath, Quick Breath, there was kind of like a theme for those, right? I don't know if you listen to them, but Quick Breath has a theme. These songs kind of sound like Ego Death has a theme. These are all ambient songs. Signals has a theme. These are all like bebop jazzy songs. Speed Dream has a theme. Like there's themes for stuff. And if you come into a Friday stream, you'll see, as unfortunately a lot of the people have, that there are a lot of songs that either are B-sides from something, or it's a really cool song, but it just doesn't fit with anything else in my catalog. So it kind of just sits on my computer collecting cyber dust until I can come up with other things to put around it. A good example of this is the song Spring Street. I made that song when I was in a pop punk band, and I actually showed a video on my laptop of myself playing that to the people in the stream from years and years ago when I had like short hair and I was living in Arizona. And I just held on to that song for a long time because it didn't fit with Bon Bon and Nice Dream. It didn't fit with Speed Dream. It didn't fit with Love Dream. It didn't fit with anything until I arrived at Signals and that song could finally be released. And I feel like Over and Under is kind of one of those songs right now where I love playing it. I love hearing it. Some people also love hearing it. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful that you even like that song, Crow. Thank you for liking that song, guys. And I feel bad because like I would love nothing more than to release it. But if Crow, I don't know how many of, I don't know. I don't know how many of my songs you've heard, Crow, but I am willing to bet all of the money in my bank account, it's not all of them. I don't think you've heard all of my music, because it's just really hard to, right? There's a lot of those songs. And and that's me being restrained, Crow. That is me only releasing 25% of what I make. So, if I start releasing everything I make as I'm making it, you understand where I'm going with this. You understand. You know I can't do that. You guys are so great to me. You guys do such a good job of listening to my music when you can and where you can. You guys have lives, you guys have families, you guys have jobs, you guys have other artists that you like. And so the fact that any of you guys have like come into the stream regularly and listened to my most recent song release and watched whatever quarantined video I put up on YouTube is like a lot. I'm taking up a lot of people's time and space. So instead of just like running around the prairie all willy-nilly releasing every cool idea that comes in my head, I try to be considerate to the people that are just like, bro, you just released too many freaking things. I don't have time to listen to less stream. It's like 32 tracks. And I was like, oh, you're right. That is a lot of songs, I guess, to just tell somebody to go listen to. If you did release, says Crow, when you did produce, you end up like Gorillaz. Ooh. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, I know that they don't release everything they make too, but they also have the wildest releasing schedule where they just literally put things out whenever with like very little promotion or like, hey guys, new song out. It's like, here's the art, here's the YouTube upload. Yeah, I feel you, Crow. I haven't heard all of Gorillaz music, and I used to be a huge Gorillaz fan, but apparently eventually they got to a point where I was like, I can't keep up with these guys. There's too much coming out. Thank you, So Casual. I appreciate that. I love how long Less Stream is, though. Some genres that might be a hurdle, but it works really well with that album specifically. Yes, Lindsay. I made that album. Yes, I made that very long for a few reasons. One, because streams, and people in the stream were like, you can make lo-fi hip hop if you really wanted to, and I was like, oh, okay. And I also made it really long because I was like, people in people in boba cafes will listen to lo-fi hip hop for like an hour. For like an hour, right? And then they'll listen to lo-fi hip hop for an hour while they're like doing who knows what. Who cares? And I thought to myself, if I made an album that was an hour, it's actually much longer than that. It's 100 minutes in total, so it's a pretty long mixtape. But I was like, if I can make an album that is that long and it's all like that chill, study beats type music, then people effectively wouldn't have to listen to a playlist, or I wouldn't have to worry about getting playlists if I could just make basically a playlist out of my own works that would fall into the background. I thought about doing the same thing, Lindsay, with ambient music. I just never got around to it because when I started making Ego Death, I got like really emotional, and then I started making all the songs about my life. But I thought about doing that with like ambient music, like that song that I have called "Don't Go." I know you know that song, like that song. I thought about making like an hour's worth of music that sounds like that, putting that out. Okay, thank you guys for tolerating my motor mouth. Jesus, I've been so talkative. I think it's because I was very quiet this weekend. Also, happy belated birthday to Quick Breath, wow, which turned a year old yesterday. That's exciting. Whoa, Eusaria and Lindsay would actually like that. Wow, okay. I might have to revisit that idea. Guys, I have so many ambient songs. I have so many songs that, oh my god. Friday, guys. I'm excited for this Friday's production stream. Because, one, I'm going to probably go over ambient stuff now. And also, if you were in last Friday's stream, there was a point where I was working on a song called... It doesn't have... Well, it's technically called Breakup because the lyrics that I was writing were about breaking up with somebody. As all my freaking lyrics are, but it was like this one. Song's called Breakup, and when I got to the second half of it, I ended up just turning it into this super spaced out ambient song. Making spaced out, super delay heavy ambient music is like fun for me. It's just as fun as making like quote unquote lo-fi hip hop is, where it just like play like a jazz song and then like warp it and slow it down. That stuff is fun as heck. So maybe I will do that. I don't know. I wanted to study that track, says Umbe, about... Oh, the one I was just playing? I love that lead line. I'm going to be so heartbroken if I figure out that that lead line is from something and I'm just ripping it note for note from something else. Because I know there's parts of it that are probably evident in other things, but I'm going to be very upset if I find out that that's just straight up a song. Yeah, I think the only reason that I make breakup music is because I don't remember how relationships start. I usually only remember how they end. I don't know if it's a memory thing or if it's like negative memories have more of an impact on me, but I very rarely remember my first conversation with people, but I usually remember the last one. And so making a song about starting a relationship sounds stupid to me. Anywho, we can get to a couple more songs from Signals. This one, which I almost never play anymore, by the way, is called Signals. I think my ratio of songs slash poems about crushing on someone versus breakups are about even. Oh, but not necessarily for each person. Oh, like some people mainly elicit negative lyrics. Yeah. I feel. Oh. I feel everyone I've ever dated has elicited negative lyric, except for one person who I have who I have no negative feelings for it, and that's why I don't write music about it. That one. Yes, yes, yes. Omniboy is my artist name. Ask somebody on Discord. Okay. Ooh. Harsh. Harsh. Ooh, fun, fun, fun. Ugh, garbage. Um, you said you don't write anything about that person. Why not? Yeah, no, you heard that correctly. I don't write anything about them. I guess I just don't want to. I guess I just don't want to. She's cool, I think. I don't know. Something really interesting in life, or something that I think is really interesting in life, is I feel like from a pretty young age, you think like everything matters. From like a pretty young age, you think everything matters. You think like things go in a general direction. It's like, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, career, family, And you think like things, you think when I turn 20 and I'm no longer a teenager, I'm going to feel a way. When I turn 50, I'm going to feel the weight of 50, When I get my driver's license, you think everything's going to have this huge, it's going to matter so much. And then I feel like something that at least I've learned in my life, I'm not going to project this on other people, but something that I've experienced in my life is nothing matters quite like I thought it was going to. Walking through the halls of a high school don't feel the way I thought it would feel after looking at so many high school dramas, as a kid. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because that particular relationship that I'm talking about the person that I have no negative feelings for, I think when I was a little bit younger, I thought that all relationships meant something. Oh man, what a horrible conversation to be having at almost the 2-hour mark in the stream. But I thought that all relationships meant something, and that if you were in a relationship with somebody, that person was super important. They were going to be around for a really long time, and if they weren't, it was going to be sad, and there was going to be an aching there. I think that for this particular person, it's like we dated for a while. Things were great and things were awful, as they are in every relationship. Sometimes things are dope, sometimes things are bad, sometimes there's arguments, sometimes there's not. But then things went downhill, and they left. They moved. They moved to New York City, which is one of the furthest places on this nation, and this nation from Los Angeles. They moved to New York City. They're really far away, and I don't feel angry or sad. I don't feel longing or I don't miss them. There's nothing that I look around my room and see and think of them. There's nothing in my day to day life that I see and go, oh, I mean, well, that's not entirely true. Certain things, like their apartment. Sometimes my bus goes by their apartment and I think about it. But not, it's not like a thought, you know? It's kind of just oh yeah, yeah, that's where she used to live. You know? Or like I'll go to Cedar Sinai because she would be at the hospital quite a bit. And like sometimes when I'm like by Cedar Sinai, I'm like, oh yeah, this is where like, you know, I have to take her all the time. It's weird because it doesn't elicit like, it's not a fond memory. It's not a negative memory. It's just kind of like you know? And wow, yeah, I feel like we had no impact on each other's lives. We did while we were together, and then like after we split our ways, like she is doing her thing like hard as heck. I'm doing my thing like super hard. Nobody in my it's weird. It's like I almost dreamed her like she didn't exist. But I know she exists because she was like, we were in things. There's pictures of us. There's a very specific picture. I used to go and look at it quite a bit. There's a couple of pictures of us together. And she had a stomach illness. And so there was a lot of things that she couldn't consume. So I had to make like special smoothies. I couldn't make her my smoothie. Oh, no, never. Never my smoothie. Somehow the seeds of a strawberry would like make her, would like upset her stomach or something. I can't exactly remember, but she couldn't have it. Also, dairy was a whole thing, so the yogurt going into it, you know. So I'd make a special smoothie. There's like this photo of us after making a smoothie, and it's on my tagged Instagram. Like it's definitely on her Instagram. She hasn't deleted it yet. Thank goodness. I mean, at some point, I assume well, it's been years since she hasn't deleted it yet. Maybe she just doesn't do that. So I sometimes I'll like scroll, like I'll go to my tag and I'll just scroll for like a good 2 minutes, just until I get to the bottom. And it's like down towards the early stuff, and I'll like look at the photo and I'm like, that is so weird that it didn't mean anything. And that like eventually, you know, she's going throughout her life and she probably gets to the point where she doesn't even mention me. Or she ends up having a family and she doesn't, you know, it's like I don't even, there's nothing. It's like I have like dust, like I disintegrated. And I used to not understand that as a kid. I used to think in my head like, oh, my dad has dated a lot of people probably, and they probably all had their own issues, and there's like stories there. Some of the stories are funny, some of them are really upsetting, but I think that, you know, my dad's obviously moved on in his life and he doesn't really have these like attachments to these people. And yeah, time definitely away. That's a thing, that's a very real thing. But nobody as cleanly as her. It wouldn't even be awkward if I ran into her again. It wouldn't be nice either. It would just be kind of like, oh, I think I like, you know. Anyways, wow, what a weird thing to go like that deep in. Crow says it's a good memory. That's why she didn't delete it. Crow, as somebody who has deleted several good memories, and also had several good memories deleted of them, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I'll agree with you. Probably, maybe it's a good memory. I have like 2 relationships where I don't feel negatively about the person, right? She didn't do anything. She didn't do anything wrong, you know? Yeah. I will say, Lindsay and everybody else on the stream, I did have a minor freak out where I did try to move to New York because of her. I actually drove all the way to the airport and I had purchased a one-way ticket to New York City. And I had packed up a lot of my things in 2 giant bags. I went all the way to the airport. And then I like got there. I never got my money back for that ticket, by the way. But I got there and then I like had like a weird like vertigo moment where I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? And then I came home. I think the ticket was like $450, so I never saw that money again. I was a different person back then. Cyber. I don't really like that question, but I'll answer it. Yeah. R.I.P. that ticket money. Yeah, I think I had like a weird, in like in rom coms where they have the like run to the airport moment. I think I was like drunk off of fiction, and I was like, she was very cool. I will say she was very very great. And I'm not gonna talk about the relationship specifically, but in a lot of ways, I don't think I'm gonna get another one that cool. She did a lot of really cool things, and then when she moved, I was like, oh, I'm never gonna find that again. I gotta move to New York. And then I definitely got to the airport and I was like, first of all, what am I doing? Second of all, I moved to Los Angeles for my career. Am I really gonna like? Am I really gonna just fart that away and then go out to New York and then I don't know, get dumped in like 6 months and then hate everything? And I was like, no, I think I'm gonna stay here and let her do her thing. To put some context around when this was happening, the day after I like came to my senses and came back home, she messaged me and sent me a picture, and she was in Brooklyn. Um, she was in Brooklyn at a Bernie rally, and this was 2016 then. Or 15? Anyways, she was like at a Bernie thing, and she was like, I really like this guy. Like, I don't know, everything's been really bad. Wish you were here. Blah blah. Typical stuff when somebody moves. And I remember thinking, wow, I almost threw everything away. I gotta unfollow this person. Then I unfollowed her on all social media stuff. And so now when I want to see the photo, I have to like go to my text things. But she's great. She's great wherever she is. I hope she's healthy and happy. I know she's healthy, but I hope she's happy. And Lindsay, I've never wrote a song about her because I don't even know what I would write, I guess. Maybe that's why I haven't written anything about her. I don't know what I would write. Oh wow, I found out something about myself today. Yeah, I just don't I don't have very many words. Whenever I talk about her, it's always like, wow, she was so great and things were good, and now she's gone somewhere and whatever. And I feel like those as song lyrics aren't very fun. I feel like song lyrics are better when it's like, ouch. That's where I live. That's where my lyrics live. They live in the ouch realm. Whoa. No. No. Right? Oh, that's so hard. Oh my god, guys, I have a question for you guys. Guys, what's a worldometer? What's a worldometer? Oh, Leanna, I am Ross, by the way. My friend in Arizona used to call me Black Ross because I was also dating somebody named Rachel, and she was also slowly ruining my life. Isadora says, "Follow your heart always." This works a lot for me. That's because you have a good heart, Isidora. My heart's trash, so often it leads me down some pretty dangerous roads. Lindsay wants to know a worldometer. A what? A worldometer? Yeah, you're spelling it right. You're spelling it right. I saw a tweet. Somebody made a tweet that was like, Taiwan has 6 active COVID cases per worldometer. And I was like, what the heck is a worldometer? A worldometer? Is it like millimeter, centimeter, meter, kilometer, worldometer? Worldometer? And that doesn't make any sense because would a worldometer just be the amount of meters the world is big? Or world? Don't follow your heart if your heart's trash. If you don't remember anything I said from this, if you don't remember anything I said from this stream, just remember, don't follow your heart if your heart's trash. Worldometer, formally, worldometers. is a reference website that provides counters and real-time per worldometers. So worldometers provided that information. Oh. Real-time statistics for diverse topics. Website for real-time statistics. Thanks, Soothsayer. Soothsayer, you're so quiet all the time, except for when you say a big sooth, and that was maybe the largest sooth. So thank you. It's just a website. So when somebody says per worldometers, they mean this is what worldometers gave me. This is the information they had. I thought it was like per worldometers, like, you know, per capita, or like per 6 feet. You know, that's funny. Anyways, I'm an idiot. It's just stupid. Yeah, thank you, Cyber, right? Isn't that dumb? It's stupid when the source has the word meter in the name. That's extremely confusing. Okay, anyways. I don't think my heart is trash, but it is easily swayed by trash hearts. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Lindsay. Your heart's not trash. I wasn't calling your heart trash. I don't know your heart. But this one I'm very familiar with, and I know it's garbage at its core. It's got a little garbage core, like those little apples you find behind the 7-Eleven. It's like that. Soothsayer says, I'm a computer. Oh, sorry. Soothsayer says, I'm at a computer and can't let a question go on Google. I appreciate you, Sue. Thank you. Broken hearts is not the same as trash. Hearts never. Oh, easy, Dora. A good heart. Can't hear about this. Doesn't like to hear about trash hearts. But I got one. Sayonara Trash Hearts, which is a very funny joke and reference. Guys, if you haven't played Sayonara Wild Hearts, please play that game. I love that game. Very fun rhythm game. I don't think your trash is heart. I'm sorry. I don't think your heart is trash either, says Lindsay. It is. It is. I'll prove it. Heart is pure, brain is trash. Ooh. Oh my god. Liana, can you write that down? Can I use that? Liana, can you please ghostwrite my next song? Please? Oh my god, that's beautiful. Heart is pure, brain is trash is so good. Oh my god. That's great. Anyways, Umbe says, I too have a big sucker for love. It's not a great trait. I'm a sucker for pizza, fresh bread, airports, public transportation. Oh, not love though, but put me on public transportation. I'm a very happy man. I love public transportation, guys. You don't know how much. Buses, trains, planes. Never been on a cruise ship, but isn't that just a big bus? A big floating bus filled with germs and nasty people who want to swim on a boat, but not in the... Anyways, I don't know about cruise ships, but everything else I'm a big fan of. Those give me joy. Do you have any space, Isadora? I will tattoo that phrase on myself, Leanna. Ooh. I've never gotten a tattoo, Isadora. I'll get that tattooed on me, though. Somewhere where God can't see, though. Like on my booty. This song's called... Oh, I already played it. I played a version of Vanilla, but want to hear it with a different sound? It's not a harmonica. It's a muted trumpet. Anyways, recommend a cruise before the world collapses or whatever, says Umbe. Are you recommending me a cruise? God can't see your butt, Liana, by the way. It's the dumbest. It sounds so stupid. I love it. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Satchmo sound, says Cyber. Indeed. God can't see your butt, but the devil can. Absolutely, yes. This is... Yes. You've clearly read the Bible as well. Sleeping on a cruise ship without a window was one of the most disorienting experiences of my life. Also, says Cyber. I'm sorry to hear that. Anyone who enjoys being on transportation of any kind, cruises is like the top form of that vibe, says Umbe. Interesting, though, Umbe, I can't speak about cruise ships because I've never been on one. But everything I know about cruise ships sounds like something I would not enjoy. But I've never been on one, so I am going to reserve judgment until I actually get on a cruise ship, which probably will be not until another 30 years or something. I feel like I don't want to be on it right now. I feel like I probably need to be maybe like my parents' age, and then I can like find solace in that. I think something interesting about the transportation. Oh, never mind. I'm not even talking about this anymore. I love trains. I don't know if I like being in the open ocean. Word up, Lindsay. Yeah. I think that. This is dumb. It sounds like Barney. Anyways, I think the cruise ship like kind of feels like the destination sometimes, where it's like there's all this stuff on the cruise ship, and whoa, trains are more your speed. Oh, then heck yeah! I don't need to explain anything to you, Umbe. You're freaking. Me and you are on the same. I want to say boat, but with the current topic, it doesn't seem apt. Jesse says even before Rona, entire ships were experiencing mass norovirus outbreaks. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Yeah, I'll stick with trains. Okay, guys, we've done two. We've done 209. You guys have let me. You guys have let me be a rascal for the stream, and I am thankful for that. I haven't really been on point. I haven't played the medley the way I should have. I got sidetracked on several conversations, and so, thank you. I appreciate you guys for letting me do that, letting me get that out of the system. Tomorrow will be a more. Ooh, I do like that. What is that? It sounds like the witchy song. Oh. Cruises are whack in a lot of ways. Maybe in the future they'll be less nasty and awful for the environment. Oh, everything Umbe says makes me like them more. What the heck? Norovirus seems like a bad idea since you'll get stuck in the middle of the ocean. Oh, no, Ro. Hey. Hey, I like that one. I like that one. I like that one, Cyber. Cyber's, this is par for the course for Cyber, but I particularly like that one. I like that one. I like the Jet Set Radio stuff earlier. Aren't we all rascals, though, says Leanna. No. Hi, Oni. Oh, indeed, Cyber. Indeed. Oh, yeah, Sevka. Oh, I like Sevka a lot. I have a video. I told you guys I have a video of Sevka. Sevka sent me a video like a while back. Um, and I think about it a lot. That kid's the dope. That kid is the dope. Um, why you like the Mario 64 head? Well, you thought he was an airplane. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know. I on piano. I ooh when I found a thing I like. When something works better than I thought it would. One of the coolest things about music. One of the coolest things about music is you spend time, and this will connect to the Friday stream. The last Friday stream, if people were in it. If people were in it. For whoever was in it. Thank you, Jaime. Appreciate you. It'll work for last Friday stream. So, like, in music, in production, a lot of times you have to focus in, you have to get micro, and you have to focus in on a small part. Like, for me, it's usually woodwind layers. So, I have my chord progression, and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to do some woodwind. So, I record the flute line, I record the clarinet line, I record the bassoon line, I record the oboe line, I record the piccolo line, I record the, let's say bass clarinet, who cares? I record a bass clarinet line. Then I have my, like, woodwind stack. And then when you listen to it in the whole and you actually, like, put it in, it's always like, you hear it and you're like, Okay, that needs some work. Okay, that needs some work. But sometimes you get really lucky where on the first try you put it in and you hear it and it's just like, oh, I hit it, baby, I hit it. And that's definitely a sound I make in FL Studio. But the ing, the is when I go to a random note. Well, not random, but I go to what I hope is a good sound, and it ends up being really cool. I like it's trusting myself, but I don't know what the Nintendo 64 head is when he thought he was a plane. I don't know what that is. Uh, yeah, I really love Sevka. Sevka's gonna outlive me, and if I can just like, I don't know, if I can do something for that kid, if I can do something for that kid that he'll remember later, like I can die happy, or at least die. I'll probably die very miserable, but at least I can like die knowing that I did that. Umbe says that reminds me, I should stop being lazy and mix these tracks. Umbe, Umbe, mix these tracks. It's the Mario typing thing, says Crow. Oh, I'm unfamiliar. I hope you do get the rest that you need, though, Umbe. You deserve it. You're such a hard worker. I hope that everybody in the stream gets rest. I hope that everybody's doing good in the stream. For real, guys. I had like kind of like a whatever weekend, but hopefully I can like get things back into shape this week. Me and me and my friend have been playing through all of Overcooked again because she just bought a PlayStation 4 and she got Overcooked, so we've been like we're like Overcooked champs. I'm not trying to like make this about like how good I am about at games or whatever, but I am very good at games. So moving on past that, one of the games I'm very good at is Overcooked. Like no one's better than me at that game that I've ever met in my entire life. I'm just like I don't know. It's just a thing, man. I don't know. I'm gifted. Anywho, our thing was like playing Overcooked. Like anytime a new Overcooked game came out or DLC, either she would come down. Oh, she would come down here, or I would go up there. She's like a little bit north, and then we play through them together. And then recently, um, she finally bought her own PlayStation, and so we have to get through all of the DLC again on her thing. And it's like we're so good at that game that we're just flying through it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The game. I don't know if you guys have played Overcooked, and you like understand how like difficult and stressful that game can be. I kill it. Like there's like a 3 stars thing on it where it's like, oh, if you get 100 points, you get 1 star. If you get 200 points, you get 2 stars. If you get 3 stars, you get 300 points. You need 300 points at least to get 3 stars. And it's like we play through the game, and then we get to the end. It's like, oh, how many points do we have? Like 980 or something, or like 1,200. And it's like, oh, freaking crushed it. But I can remember us playing it in the beginning and like not being good. So it's practice or whatever. It's a lot of chemistry too. I don't think I would be good if I was playing with somebody. Sorry. You mentioned it before, but now I feel like I have to try it. If you're talking about Overcooked, yeah, please do. I freaking love that game. Yeah, Subka's great. Soothsayer says, Omni, have you tried Overcooked Versus? Where you have to control 2 characters by yourself? I have. I'm pretty good at it on PlayStation. I will never do it on the Switch again. I did it on the Switch once. This? Nah. Like, the way the Switch controller feels, like, I can't get, like, solid inputs, So, on the PlayStation, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I'm crushing it at it. Anyways, oh, I did the Sky game, though, says Lindsay. Oh, I've never played a game like it. Oh. Lindsay, I'll have to, like, send you a code if you ever want a game on that at some point. I mean, I'm not the king of that. I'm not the king of that, but I've been like crushing it. I've been crushing it in that game. Slowly. There's people in that game that have like all the unlocked things. I don't know. These people are wild, but yeah, if you ever want to link up in that game, it's one of those games where like the more people you link up with, the better your chances at success or getting things. Like it's one of those social games, I guess, where if you're just playing it solo, you can still beat it and enjoy the game, but certain things in the game, like you need 2 players to unlock a door, or you need like 4 players to open a cave, and it's like, well, I don't have any friends, So, anyways, yeah, if you ever want to link up, let me know. Okay. That's it, guys. Let's go over news a little bit. You guys can still ask stuff or say things, and I promise I'll address them, but I'm just going to start going over news now, because there's a little grumbly in my tumbly. And somebody is helping me out. That was very sweet. Yeah, it's really great. Yeah, it's great. It's a great one. Yeah, same here, Leon. I've gone behind on my games because I have been doing a lot of work lately, so I still haven't played The Last of Us 2, and we're not going to talk about it here because of spoilers. I also am one of the people that was really excited about Ghost of Tsushima, and that comes out in like 4 days, and I'm not at all one prepared for it, and two, like I don't think I'm even gonna have the free time to play it on the 17th. There's a lot of games I still need to get through. Um, Leon still hasn't played the first Last of Us. Dang. I wish you could gift games to people. If I could gift games to people, I would give you guys everything. I would give you guys the world. But yeah, because I have The Last of Us 1 on like PlayStation. I don't. I literally bought it just for Sky because Sky would. At the time, Sky was living with me and she had never played Last of Us, and I was like, "You gotta play this game," so I bought it for her. Oh my God, who was that man? Oh my God, I just realized there was a man there. Who was that man that was in my house? Because he picked. There was a man in my kitchen that night. I remember buying the game and I remember looking over at him and I was like, "Hey, have you played this? I'm buying it for Sky." And he was like, "Who the heck was that?" Anyway. Hmm. What was I talking about? Um, I don't remember. Anyways, games. Those graphics are so crazy. Best clouds I've ever seen in any game. As for a cloud freak like me, yeah. I every time I'm playing that game, I'm always saying to people, I'm like, how is this game free? These clouds, like, I didn't even know we had the technology to have a game look this good on cell phones. I remember. Oh my God. I hope this isn't too revealing. I wish Sky was here to confirm this, but I remember because Sky is sometimes in the stream. But I remember I bought the game for Sky, and I was like, "Sky, you got to play this game." And Sky was like, "Okay, I'll play the game." And then Sky was like kind of bad at the game, so couldn't play through the game. And then I remember coming out of my room once, and there was a man in the kitchen, and I said, "Yeah, I bought this game for Sky. She's not very good at it." And the man said, "Blah blah blah." Blah. He like said something, and then he went and sat down on the couch and he started playing the game. And then Sky was just watching him play it, and I was like, I bought this for you. I didn't buy this so that like some bozo. I mean, I didn't say this out loud, but in my head, I was like, I didn't buy this so that some bozo could play it in front of you. Like, I want a refund. But I have no idea who that man was. I never saw him again. I never. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. The game is great though. The game Sky is great. I realize I've been saying the word Sky a lot in reference to the game and also to my friend. Um, I definitely didn't know Bozo, so Sky had to have, you know? Wait, Cyber saying they basically channeled their PS3 graphics from Journey and made it work on a cell phone, which is pretty impressive. Yeah, I don't know how they did that. I don't know how they did that, guys. I have two releases out. One's called Ego Death, the other's called Quick Breath. Quick Breath turned 1 year old yesterday. Yay! Quick Breath. I mean, Ego Death's birthday isn't until next month, but it's coming, baby. And if I wait until Ego Death's birthday, I truly will have not released music in over a year. Isn't that exciting, guys? It is. It is exciting, guys. So you can hear those songs if you want to hear those songs on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Groove, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube. Guys, if you use Tidal, please listen to my music on Tidal. Tidal actually plays 3 times more than Spotify does to me, the artist. Also, they have better curation. I'm not telling anybody to stop using the thing that they're using to go over to Tidal. That's wild. I'm just saying, if you don't have a preferred streaming thing and, whatever, Tidal might be good. It's just one of those things that's good all around, but it's less popular. So, okay, Lindsay says, I learned about this new way to code online playing and fighting games yesterday, and it was absurd. It's called rollback netcode. Check it out if you're learning about that kind of thing. That sounds extremely complicated. Thank you, Liana, for your birthday wishes. I thank you on behalf of Quick Breath. Hush Hour. I wrote it when I was abroad. It marks the last piece of music that is played in the live stream, the morning medley, number 176, everybody. We made it. 200 is coming slowly but surely. It sounds like an intro to a feel-good show about the family in the 80s. Yes, it did have that 80s vibe. What was that? What was that? I think it's because it's like an EP sound, which was really big in the 80s because they had been invented not too far prior to that. It's like a 70s instrument. But the like, instead of going, instead of doing that arc, just switching up into chords. I could have scored step by step. Dad, I just feel like everybody at school doesn't like my braces. Samantha, you won't have them forever. Braces, baby. Anyways, if you guys do want to look at any videos that I put on YouTube, I do have a list of videos called Quarantunes. There's 8 videos deep. I was putting them up once a week, but things got wild and I became less and less proactive about Quarantunes. I will return to Quarantunes, but hopefully maybe when I return to them there won't be a quarantine anymore. But looking at the direction America's going, there will probably still be a quarantine, and my I guess brand recognition of Quarantunes will still be apt and relevant. 261 will be the Morning Medley YouTube birthday. Will be the Morning Medley YouTube birthday. 261. Whoa. Whoa, we're gonna get that deep into the 200s before the birthday? That's amazing. Thank you, Jaime, for that. If there's some way that I can be reminded of that, or I can remember that, I would love to do something special for that stream. Like an all-day stream, where I stream all day. Or a stream where I go out in the world, assuming that things haven't gotten gradually worse by then. But thank you, Jaime. I appreciate you and your math. Guys, thank you for being polite to me. Sorry, polite to each other. It's a big deal. There are a few people in the stream. I don't have favorites, right? But there are a few people on the stream that have touched my life. And dark. And I don't want those people to, be remiss to come to the stream. So I'm glad that you guys are always really nice to everybody in the stream. Whether that person is Sevka, just some kid whose English is actually really impressive, but kind of hard at times. Or whether that person's my mom coming into the streams, or whether that person's Sky or Abby Press, somebody I've worked with in the stream. I do appreciate you guys for always being really accepting and polite to those people. And of course, for being respectful to me, because, sometimes I get off topic, or I don't know what that is. Sometimes I get off topic, or I'll get distracted, and you guys you'll keep me on track, and so I do appreciate that. And for generally being respectful to me and my privacy, because this is a thing that I've decided to do every day, but it's not a vlog. I'm not sharing everything, so I appreciate that, guys. Thank you, Isaac. I appreciate you a lot, also, and I appreciate that $2. It's going to a good cause. If I'm being honest, probably my belly. I'm probably going to eat that $2. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I'm going to say that specific $2, if we could track it, like if there's like a data stamp on it, and you touched base with me again in like 2021, probably got spent on food. But thank you. Thank you, Easydor. I appreciate that. You as well, Junk. You as well, everyone. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for being respectful to me and play to each other. Guys, please enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'll catch up with you guys soon. Tomorrow for morning medley number 177 at 9 a.m. Abo, everybody.